Greetings, life forms, wherever you're receiving us. This is Justin.
Broadcasting live from Nashville, Tennessee. This is Landon Doan.
And not with us today is Matt, but in his place we have a special guest, returning all-star. That would be my wife.
What's up, people? It's Sam.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
So
I automatically like this episode more than any we've done before. So.
100% more boobs than we've ever had on the show. No, that's not
Sweet.
true. So this is episode 53 of Nerd News Cafe. It is July 9th, and although we are recording without Matt, he will be back for Thursday, so don't fret too much. He will return.
Exactly.
So that's a reason to come back for Thursday, so you can get your fix, your weekly fix of Matt.
And you will be less boobs then.
We'll have less boobs, but more balls. Yeah, more testosterone. Sam and I have a couple of drinks. Let's talk about drinks really quick. When Matt and I were still doing what I called the Dirty Santa gift exchange for drinks, I got him an aloe drink because I thought it was hilarious that there was even an aloe drink that you could get. And I knew when I bought it that had chunks of aloe in it, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a gag fest waiting to happen. So I got it for him. He drank it, and he seemed to actually enjoy it. Well, I came home about a week ago, and our refrigerator is full of these things. Because Sam had gone to Costco and picked up a case of these aloe drinks. It's ALO with like a long O. So I've got one, she's got one, and they're not just aloe, they have flavors. So what's yours?
Mine is watermelon peach.
Yep.
Interesting.
With chunks of aloe. So
With big chunks, but it's almost like eating jelly beans in it.
kind of.
I like it.
Take a little drink. Tell us if you enjoy the flavor.
My favorite part is chewing one of the pieces of aloe.
They aren't playing around. This isn't like orange juice you get that's got the pulp that you can just kind of swallow. You probably should chew whatever you drink out of these bottles because you might just get choked if you don't. They are not skimping on the chunks for sure.
That is an interesting concept. It's like a drink with a fun-ish surprise in it.
Yeah, I kind of compared it to like boba tea because actually I'm not a big fan of boba tea. But the big chunk, like you definitely want to chew those. Like you don't want to just like chug a boba tea and swallow those tapioca balls. So that's
are we really just going to let boba tea go by the wayside and neither one of us make a Boba Fett joke?
I was setting it up. I didn't know if you'd knock it out or not.
Okay, just making sure.
So mine is mangosteen and mango flavored. I haven't tried this at all yet, so this could be a gag fest. Let's see.
Oh boy! Well, thank goodness we're recording it regardless.
It's weird.
The initial
little
taste
weird.
is a little weird, but once it goes down, it tastes great.
I actually kind of like the watermelon peach one. It's not
Yeah.
bad. I've gotten used to it. And believe it or not, it is pretty refreshing. These are refreshing drinks. Like if you feel like you're kind of dehydrated, I feel like these are pretty good because the pulp that you're chewing up, the chunks, they're real juicy
I like it.
and cold. But yeah, this is kind of weird.
So, is that the official slogan we're going to put on the side of the bottle? This is kind of weird.
Refreshing, but it's kind of weird. Yeah, that's what we're doing. So what have you got, Landon?
I am drinking Coors Light because I am drinking on a budget. Yay.
New house blues.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, when I'm discovering whenever you move somewhere, you have to save money because you don't have a lot of money after you move. So,
Yes.
doing what I can.
I actually like Coors Light. I'm not going to trash it. I enjoy the taste of a nice Coors Light. Plus, it is the official drink of the NFL.
There you go. And plus 95% of the ones you drink don't have weird things like texture-wise in it. So,
Most of them
Unlike
don't
aloe.
have floating chunks of aloe in them. That's true.
Exactly. Yeah.
Other than they taste like really bad beer. Really bad beer.
We have a beer snob at the table.
What? I can't help it if I like my beer to taste delicious.
Well, yesterday I had an insider baseball here. I thought we were recording at 6 o'clock yesterday, but I bought a 6-pack of beer. It was Catawaba's Farmer Ted's Cream Ale, and I knew I was going to call it Father Ted.
Father Ted.
Exactly, yeah. Based on the show. But.
Yeah, and I'm guessing it didn't make it to today.
No, it did not. It did not make it to today. I decided to play some Batman Arkham Knight last night and had a couple Farmer Teds. So I was, the Dark Farmer Ted.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tonight we have Coors Light. Well, what did you think? I mean, was that a good beer? Would you recommend the Farmer Ted?
Yeah, I would if you like the cream ales. I was expecting it to be a little bit sweeter just based on some of the other beers I had. They made the peanut butter jelly time beer that I'm a big fan of. So I was expecting it to be a little bit more sweet, but I did like the Farmer Ted. It was good.
Awesome. Well, there you go. So,
Yep. This
those
has
of
been
you-
Landon's Beer Corner.
if you're more of the if you're more of the beer snob, then maybe you want to go with a Farmer Ted. On a hot day, I'll take a Coors Light. It's refreshing.
Exactly.
It's like drinking
Yep.
beer water.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You get a little bit of hydration and the idea of beer.
Yep.
And after like 5, it doesn't really matter.
That's the thing. Yeah. You drink a few of those, and then at that point, it really doesn't matter anymore.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's jump on into the Twitter headlines. I know we've got some big things we want to talk about. There are a couple big releases this week, but I do want to knock out a few headlines before we get into it. So, for you, our faithful, what do I want to call them? What do I want to call the
Faithful followers?
listener? Nope, can't do it. Can't do
Wow.
it. I'm tapping out. I'm going to call them readers. Our readers.
There you go. There you go. Very simple. Yeah.
Wow.
I was trying to do some alliteration, and then I got myself tongue-tied. I should know better than try to be poetic or anything. It's not working.
Yeah.
That is
Well,
not...
apparently what Matt had last week is contagious.
Yeah,
So, yikes.
it's past.
Run, Sam.
If the readers would like to go out and see what we have liked and retweeted and talked about this week, they can do so on our Twitter account, which is @nerd_news_cafe. Not only can you see what we're looking at, but you can interact with us and answer questions, maybe answer a poll and retweet and follow and that sort of thing. You can win comics. And you can also send topic suggestions our way or tell us what you're watching. What are you reading? What are you into? And we might get into that on the show. We didn't get any we didn't get any of that this week from you all, so
Nope,
I'm not going
we
to
did
talk
not.
about it. But this tweet was a little more than a week ago, but you know how we get behind. This was a Comic Book Now tweet from July 1st. More Futurama is on the way. But wait,
Yes.
not in the way that you think.
Ooh,
So
what a
it's
twist.
so it's not that we're getting more shows, but there was a new mobile game that was released, and it has they've included some original animations and some new recordings from the cast and different things like that. So it's more Futurama, and that's what they're talking about. And if you're into the mobile game thing, I've been playing Game of Drones on the Futurama mobile game, which I think is really fun.
Okay.
And you get a nice little taste of Bender and Fry and Leela and all them, and
It is fun.
it's a fun. Yeah, you play. We should have this. Should be a mobile game show this week because that's like Sam's area of expertise. But and if she's saying that this is a good one, then I think that you should take her word for it. But
I actually downloaded it and played it a little bit. I didn't realize that this was that was the tie-in to the quote-unquote new Futurama. And it's like, yeah, it was nice hearing those characters' voices again. But it's a mobile game. Even the good ones, you're going to run into that paywall. But yeah, go for it, Sam. Since you're Miss Mobile.
I would like to say that I don't pay for my mobile games. It's
There you go.
Probably because you suck at them that you would even
Well.
have to consider.
I'm not denying that. I'm definitely not denying that.
No, I mean, I play the Family Guy one, and I play the Cookie Jam, and then I play the Futurama one mainly.
yeah.
And Magic Kingdoms, because that all started because Justin had one and I wanted to beat him on it, and now he doesn't play, and I don't seem to know why I'm still playing it. So
Because
Because
you're
you have to
committed.
continue to dominate him in a game he doesn't play.
yeah,
Oh, she's driving me in the ground now. The new Futurama game I was talking about is called Worlds of Tomorrow. By the way, is that the one that you downloaded, Landon, or did you play game?
Yeah, that is the one I downloaded.
Okay.
and it was fun.
Okay. Yeah, and they said, I mean, the sad part is most of Futurama is leaving Netflix in July, and it might already be gone now.
boo.
Yeah, so we're losing it from there, which is sad because that was a nice standby. Even, the kids, that was something we could all agree on. One of the biggest problems we have in this house is we don't often eat at the dinner table. we like to gather around trusty old flat screen TV.
What,
And
in 2017, a family eating around the TV instead of a table? I'm shocked.
I know. So instead of having conversation and connecting and building those bonds with our
We
children,
talk about the shows
we don't.
sometimes.
We stuff food in our face and we watch TV. And then once the food's gone, you pull out the phone. McKenna pulls out the phone. Garrett goes upstairs with his new Switch. And I'm left going, what happened? I'll just enjoy this show all by my onesie.
Yep, you're looking at the dog. It's like, well, what do you want to watch?
Yeah, just you and me. What do you think, UA? And luckily, she likes to watch Futurama. So
Well, there you go. Yeah, that works out nicely for everybody.
it was an old standby, so we would throw that one up there. But yeah, I mean, I would love to have more Futurama, but I think at this point we might be. Landon, you might have feelings about this, but we might be past the point of no return as it comes to like movies and TV shows for Futurama. I just don't think we'll get any more of that at this point.
I would 100% agree with you, and
Yeah.
this is coming from a massive Futurama fan. I mean, like, so big I was able to interview members of the cast at one point, but it's like we've already had the comeback with Futurama. And before that we had the movies. We had
Right.
several movies, as a matter of fact, and then we got several more seasons. And as Zoe loses her
Zoe is
damn
ticked
mind.
off about it.
Yeah, yeah. Zoe apparently wants way more Futurama, but we've already had the comeback.
Yeah, we did.
So, and I'll be honest, by the end of it, I kind of tapped out. So,
Yeah.
like I kind of feel like even the fan base, like right now, they're like, oh yeah, bring back Futurama, bring back Futurama. 2 months after Futurama comes back, is anybody going to care?
Yeah, you get that effect too, because I'm wondering right now who powered through all of Mystery Science Theater 3000, the new season. Who made it through all that? Because we made it about halfway, but we haven't finished it.
Yeah, I have not finished new MST3K yet.
Yeah, and it is. It's one of those things. You wanted it back, you want the flavor of it, but then it's like, okay, well, I've got other things to watch.
I will say the reason I haven't finished the new MST3K is I kind of want to savor it. I view it as like a nice bottle of whiskey. I don't want to pound it all out in one night. I want to just pour one glass, put one ice cube in it, and just enjoy the body.
Oh, that's fair enough. It's not like it's a 6-pack of Farmer Ted's.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next one. This was a Verge tweet from July 2nd, and this was something I really thought that Matt would be into because, first of all, it combines two of his favorite things, which are new advances in technology and virtual reality, which is how he wants to live his life.
Yeah, pretty much.
But this is a demonstration. It's like got a little video that you can watch, and what it's showing is wearable skin that makes virtual reality feel way too real, and it's crazy. You should watch this thing. It looks like every sci-fi movie that comes out today where like you're seeing artificial intelligence, robotics, different things like that. Basically, it looks like it would be some sort of a silicone thing that you would put on your body, and it has like tubes in it where they can pump fluid through,
No.
and then
I'm watching the video right now. This is kind of
Yeah.
uncomfortable
Makes
to
me
watch.
feel like I would get the willies having that happen.
Well, I just keep wondering how real do we need the virtual reality experience to be? Because
You want to know what virtual reality is? Step outside. Take your shoes off. Maybe get naked in your backyard. Then you can feel everything when you roll around on the ground.
the neighbors aren't a fan of that, though.
Literal reality.
That is
Also
reality.
nudity. That's what we do here on Nerd News Cafe. We endorse nudity.
Tasteful.
Everybody get naked.
Tasteful nudity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tasteful nudity. That's
But-
behind the paywall.
I said the backyard.
But I guess what I'm getting at here is at some point there needs to be a distinction between how real virtual reality is and then just doing a real thing. And also, does it become dangerous? Because let's say, you know how powerful it is when your mind is convinced of something. So let's say you're playing a game like Call of Duty or something, and you get shot, and you can actually maybe they make a vest where it feels like you can feel the thud against your chest. What if it convinces someone they're dead?
What
Like-
if it's
Yeah.
like Sword Art Online?
Well,
That anime where people are playing the video game in a virtual world and they get trapped in the game, and people's bodies, they're like in hospitals being tube fed and stuff and kept alive, hoping that they can get out of this virtual reality.
There was a Black Mirror episode similar to that too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I think we're on our way. But that was more about uploading consciousness. We're not quite there yet. But
Yet being the operative word.
right. I just the closer we get, the farther we go with virtual reality. People won't like it's going to be everybody's going to look like the people in WALL-E, and we're all going to be sitting in chairs slurping our lunch through a straw.
Yep.
Not able to move, but like we'll
Able to
be
get around still.
we're like Conan the Barbarian in our virtual world.
I mean, there are people like that now.
Well, yeah.
They
That
use
is
hover
true.
rounds.
And
Oh, yes.
we went to a local water park today, and those people also have no shame at all in wearing two-piece bikinis or
Oh, my.
small bathing suits. They're out there, people, and I don't know
Oh,
how they were
my.
walking around, but they're doing it.
Yeah.
Well, more power to them, I
Yeah.
guess.
I guess it's confidence.
Yep, there you go.
So another tech thing, I tweeted this. This was a CNET tweet from July 2nd, and it's wireless earbuds that can translate foreign languages in real time.
Ooh.
Wow.
do you remember-
That would be a game changer.
Yeah, do you remember in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the fish that you put in your ear, and all of a sudden you could hear and understand all the foreign
Yeah.
languages? So now the next,
Nice.
we need something, like if everybody was wearing these, so I think I may have mentioned this on a previous podcast, but we have a French couple that we're friends with, and I was having a conversation with them at one point, and of course they're bilingual, and I was talking to them about like at this point I had an app called WordLens where you could take the app, and now Google I think does this, but you could take the app and look at something in a foreign language, like point your camera at it, and then on your screen you would say like French to English, and it would translate it for me. So it would just change the text on whatever you were looking at virtually to look like it was in English. And it wasn't perfect, but it gave you the idea of what it was trying to say. And so what I was saying to them was, technology is amazing because at some point it's going to eliminate the need for any of us to learn foreign languages.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
But see, and they thought that was a bad thing. They're like, oh, you don't, typical American down with education. That's not what I mean. I mean, we're breaking down barriers because, yeah, I can go learn Spanish or I could go learn French and then I could talk to one country's worth of people. Or I could have earbuds that translate foreign languages to me for me in real time, and I could go anywhere in the world and communicate with people. Come on.
That's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
That's literally breaking down the language barrier.
Yeah. I'm not
All
trying to
through technology.
say learning a foreign language is a waste of time. I do think reading's overrated.
That's exactly what we're saying on this podcast, Nerd News Cafe. Everybody get naked and down with education.
I disagree on the reading part. I like to read. Come on now.
That's my shtick. I have to stick to it.
Ah.
I have to stick to my
Fair.
shtick.
Meh.
Matt's the reader on this show.
Exactly. You and I, we tend to read the books that have pictures in them. So
That's right.
They're still books, though. They
Picture
still
books.
count.
That's
In fact, you put a bunch of them together and put a hard cover on it, and you might call it a novel.
There you go. Boom.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Oh, man. I've got one more thing that I wanted to mention from the Twitter, and this came out a day ago, and at this point it's rumors and speculation, but this was a GameRant.com tweet that said, PlayStation 5 with backwards compatibility likely in 2019, says Patcher. And who is Patcher, you might ask? His name is Michael Patcher.
Indeed.
Yeah. And I don't know, like he's a research analyst and with deep familiarity of the industry, so I don't know how right he's been on things he said in the past. But basically, he's just kind of extrapolating on the fact that we're looking at Xbox is now doing the backwards compatibility thing, and Xbox's system is better than the PlayStation 4K system and in all the technical aspects. So he's just kind of saying, knowing Sony always wants to lead the market and dominate, that he feels like 2019 we're going to get a PlayStation 5 that's backwards compatible and 4K and all those goodies. So this is why I don't think anybody should go out and buy one of these interim systems that are coming out right now. Xbone, the new Xbone, and the
and the PlayStation
and the PlayStation
4
Pro. Yeah,
Mhm.
why go do that? Because the thing about it is, we're going to get that next gen system because the companies are pushing each other, and I think they're going to be there's going to be a serious competition to be the first one to put out that next gen console.
I mean, I definitely think there's going to be kind of a, arms race to get the next one out there first. But at the same time, it's like 2019. That feels kind of soon, especially like we just talked about. I mean, Sony, not as recently as Microsoft has, put out their interim system in the PlayStation Pro. So it's like, I don't know. That really feels soon for Sony to, go to the next step.
I agree, but if it's backwards compatible, totally backwards compatible, then what they're doing is there's no reason not to go out and get it if you're a PS4 person. And
that is true.
Yeah, they're breaking down that kind of thing because you're automatically, you don't have to go buy a whole new library of games. You can get your new system, play your old games while you work on getting the new one. So.
And give your kids the old system.
Yeah, pass down the old system. They could.
Exactly. Yeah. Pawn it off on your kids. But I kind of feel like, and I kind of feel like we're already in this cycle, that we're going to enter the cycle. You know how when the iPhone first came out, it was just the iPhone and the iPhone 2 and then the iPhone 3. And then they got to the point where it's like, all right, we have the iPhone 5, but here's the iPhone 5S.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like if that's what Sony's going to do, they're just going to go ahead and put the PS5 out because, I mean, I agree with you. If you're a PS4 owner, unless you just don't have the money, there'd be no reason not to get the PS5 if it can play the PS4 games. But at the same time, I kind of feel like Sony would look at that and be like, okay, well, people are cool just buying the interim step before we can fully evolve it into what would feel like, quote unquote, that new console feel.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I'm with you on it. I think that's an astute observation, sir, and I kind of see that. Like, we can take a look at what's going on with a similar kind of a technology and put that onto the consoles because advancements in the technology that they're putting in these systems happen so fast that why would they want to sit on something for 4 or 5, 6, 7 years and not put out a new system? I think we're going to be seeing generations coming out a lot sooner.
Which, I mean, it's nice, to get that new technology into the hands of the consumer. And as a consumer, we want that new hotness. But at the same time, it's like Matt very often says he doesn't like to be a day one adopter because you're pretty much paying to be a beta tester.
Yeah, that's true.
So, definitely a dual-edged sword type thing. Everybody wants the new hotness, but at the same time, you're paying for the new hotness.
Yep. Oh, one more thing from PlayStation I had, which was Sony announcing that this was on July 6th, that starting July 6th, PlayStation 4 games would be brought to the PlayStation Now cloud gaming service. So you can now stream any PlayStation 4 console game or on a Windows computer without popping a disc in. And it has 500 PS3 titles as well on their cloud system.
Wow.
Sony says this is just the start, and more games will arrive in monthly updates. So I mean, this is another one of those things that's super smart. So the headline, it says, play PS4 on PC, Sony's Netflix for games makes it a reality. And then they say, Sony may not want to let you play with your Xbox and Nintendo Switch wielding friends, but it doesn't quite have the same grudge against the PC. I think this is brilliant, and it's also another one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I can see us going that way too.
Yeah.
Because, one of our issues we have with PS4 is we don't have all the storage that we necessarily need. And I know Landon, you just got an external hard drive for yours, right?
Yeah, exactly. I finally have the storage that you're talking about. You don't have, but I had to go even with a gift card, drop like $70 on an external hard drive. So
yeah.
I do have storage, but you have to pay for it.
So exactly, storage is out there, but it's expensive, and so here's what I'm thinking. Let's start thinking ahead to the future of these consoles that we're talking about. Basically, what they could deliver to you is a system that has a processor and a Wi-Fi card and just a graphics processor, a core CPU and Wi-Fi capabilities, or a network card, and then offer all of their games on a cloud service. I mean, the system could be so much smaller. Like, take away the disc. The Nintendo Switch is showing us how portable a powerful console can be right now.
Would they lose money doing that? Because think about how much it costs to buy a game. And if you're paying a monthly subscription...
Oh, they wouldn't... I'm not saying that they would offer all their games for a monthly subscription. You're still going to pay $60 per game.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying...
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying they'd be available to you anywhere, and you wouldn't have to carry them with you. And they're reducing their production costs because they wouldn't have to make the actual disc.
The physical disc, the case. And it's like... I mean, it kind of feels like consoles are moving more towards the digital platform and less from the physical media, popping in the disc. It's like, I mean, look at PlayStation, look at Xbox, even look at Nintendo with the Switch and the 3DS. They very much have an emphasis on their store. They want you to head to the store, still pay full retail $59.99 for a game, but it's just a bunch of ones and zeros.
Yeah, you're not getting anything physical.
Exactly. Yeah. It like you have the rights to download it and play it on your account, but you don't have a DVD case to display, and that costs way less overhead than having to produce 100,000 discs and 100,000 cases and 100,000 covers.
That may or may not be sold.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a chance you're going to ship it to Sheboygan, Michigan's Best Buy, and it's just going to sit there on the end cap, and it's going to be retailed out. And yeah, you might make some money back on it, but guess what? If you threw that exact same copy in the PlayStation Network store, there's zero overhead, or there's very little overhead for ones and zeros.
Yep. I like it. I like the idea.
Shout out to Sheboygan, Michigan's Best Buy.
I've been to Sheboygan, Michigan's Best Buy. It's not bad.
You have not.
I've never been there. That's the best damn Best Buy in Michigan.
Hell yeah. I don't even know if they have a Best Buy.
I'm sure they do. Every town has a Best Buy.
And it's Sheboygan, Michigan, man.
I kind of feel like Sony is taking a cue from PC gaming, developers, and we purchased the Sims 4 recently for our PC. Well, not recently, it was months ago, but we bought it from Target, and Target has what looks like a DVD case when you buy the Sims 4. You get it home and you open it, and there is nothing in that case but a code.
Yep, exactly. Piece of paper.
Yeah. And I was because I'm old school when it comes to this stuff. I actually do like having physical things. I mean, I guess I'm thinking, well, if all of a sudden infrastructure was to collapse, but I still wanted to play my Sims 4, I'd like to have my disc. Because that's what I'm going to be worried about in our post-apocalyptic future, being able to play Sims 4.
That's ridiculous.
Sam, you have this to look forward to in the nuclear wasteland.
Oh, great.
Listen, I might have a certain set of skills that could I'm not going to assassinate anybody, but I might be able. There's a few things I could do in a post-apocalyptic world, but I'll tell you, our kids, I'm hoping that gaming ability has some sort of a value in whatever our future post-apocalyptic world holds, because otherwise our son is definitely in trouble.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think we as a society would be hosed, because it's like I would really love for a video game to real life transfer 1-to-1, because I would be so Batman. It would be the best ever, but I don't think that's how it works.
If we're all plugged in virtually and somehow that stays up even though all of society collapses, you could be Batman.
Well, it would suck that society had to collapse, but I would be Batman, so it wouldn't be a complete loss.
There would be Batman everywhere. Batmans? Batmen? How you pluralize that word?
Batmanses.
Batmanses. Batmanses from Bat, Kansas.
Batman.
Shout out to Batmanses' Best Buy.
Sam, you haven't weighed in on a lot of this tech stuff. Do you have any breaking tech news you wanted to share? What are you excited about?
My phone is about to hit its 2-year thing, I think, and I
And then
should
you
be
can
able to get an
upgrade.
upgrade through my work.
Well, congratulations on that.
Yep.
Thanks. Other than that, I got nothing.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get to something that I know that you have a few things to say about.
Is it that thing you made me watch on YouTube that was horrible? That was Star Wars?
No. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up actually because I forgot about it, and this is a good follow up. Thank you. See, there's a reason you're here today.
I know.
Let's talk about
Usually is.
just for a minute. Let's talk about Forces of Destiny.
It was horrible.
It's not.
This is destiny.
It's not horrible. So.
It's absolutely atrocious.
Disney is putting out this YouTube series, and they were releasing an episode a day on, and it focuses on the untold stories of Leia, Ahsoka, Rey, Padme,
Okay.
and you know, and they're. I thought I didn't know what to expect in terms of length. I thought they were going to be around 5 to 10 minutes. They're not. They're like 2.5. They're really short. They are, at least the ones I've seen, and I've seen a few of them now, pretty worthless.
It's awful. It just ruined everything. I was like, don't do this.
It's not
anymore.
ruining anything, but it's not adding story. Like, I really wanted there to be story development. Like show me something about Leia I didn't know. Show me something about Padme that somehow makes me feel a little bit better about
what you saw.
watching the abortion that was Attack of the Clones. You know, and it's not really doing that. They're kid stories, and I realize we need to have all kinds of like media to give to the kids, different ways. Like, so this is maybe this is the first thing you show to a kid who's never seen Star Wars before, and they might like it.
A 4-year-old wouldn't even like this.
No, I think a 4-year-old would like that.
No, they wouldn't.
Because 2.5 minutes is about the attention span
Yeah,
of a
in and out.
4-year-old.
Yep.
It's horrible.
Well,
And-
it's like Jay talked about. It's like you want to learn something you didn't know about these characters. How much can you learn in a 2.5, 3 minute, blurb online,
well,
where it's just in and out?
I don't know. I guess I just wanted a little more world building, and that's just not what's happening.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and so I'm a little disappointed in that. I'm a big enough man to say I know it's Star Wars. I don't have to just love everything Star Wars. This is not. It's not for the adults.
Nope.
Hey,
But-
well, you know what? It's building up that next fan base, but at the same time, it's like, is Disney really worried about having to build up that next fan base when our age group is raising the next fan base?
We've
Yeah.
got it covered, Disney.
Exactly. Yeah. we got this. We
Yeah.
were doing this long before y'all got here.
No kidding.
We've been brainwashing our children with the ways of the Force long before we had a web series.
Exactly.
So, all right, let's talk about something that is made for adults, even though we let our children watch it.
Oh, yes.
There was a debut on Netflix this week, something that we had talked about in previous weeks on this show, and it was something I was really excited for. And I got to tell you, we're only a few episodes in, and I am loving the Castlevania Netflix series so far. It is so good.
It's very
Very
good, and it's kind of gross.
It's gross. It's TVMA, and they get their MA with gore.
Yeah.
That's how they get there, and the dirty words.
Yeah, they dropped the F-bomb.
There's all kinds
Oh,
of
well, there you go. That's lovely.
yeah. So there's language, there's violence, there's gore. I don't want to spoil anything about this show for people who might want to watch it, but what I'll say is episode 1 gives you all the backstory you need.
Yep.
It sets up the whole thing, and the bad guy is essentially Dracula.
I don't know. I think it might be the church.
Well, the church is a bad guy. That's
Yeah.
another bad guy. So there are multiple
But I
bad
mean, it's
guys.
Castlevania, so you would imagine it would be Dracula or Alucard or whatever.
Yeah, it's Dracula Tippish, and then the main protagonist, his name is Trevor Belmont,
Belmont.
All right, so they're continuing the Belmonts.
and he's definitely an anti-hero type. He's one of those. He's not an unwilling hero,
He just doesn't want to be one.
but he's not a role model either.
No.
Like,
So is Charles Barkley.
yeah, there you go. He's Charles Barkley. Imagine Charles Barkley with a whip,
Fighting Draculas.
fighting Draculas. Y'all are
I would
terrible.
watch that. Yeah. Breaking news, that's season 2 of Castlevania, everybody.
Nice.
And we should say they have already announced there will be a season 2.
Yes, already. I mean, it dropped on the 4th of July or the 3rd of July, and not even a week later, they've announced a season 2.
Yeah. So, I don't know if they just knew They were like, "This is going to be good, y'all. You're going to like it."
We're Netflix. We got this.
And who is the guy who plays Trevor?
His name is Richard Armitage, and you would know him from all of the Hobbit movies as the guy who played Thorin.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's good.
Yeah, he is very good.
The writing for the main character, actually, the writing is great across the board. Mm-hmm. Like it's interesting dialogue. There's good action, and you're talking about it's really heavy stuff. Like you're seeing guts,
Yeah.
and then we're dropping a one-liner that kind of lightens the mood, and it's just
So it's like an 80s action movie. Fantastic.
basically.
I'm
80s
okay with
action
that.
movie, Charles Barkley with a whip, fighting Draculas.
Man, we are writing the best show ever.
That does work.
But he's not without flaws, but he's a fun hero to follow. And we're learning, like I said, we're just a few episodes in so far, but we're learning about the different forces at work. And as Sam mentioned, that the church is definitely one of the forces that Trevor's struggling against, because he's been excommunicated, as he and his family have always meddled in the dark arts, or at least contended with them, but the church looks at it as they've spent enough time with evil that they must be evil as well.
Yeah, but they're all like a bunch of hypocritical guys, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. They are kind of bad in this. The main guy walks around town and just finds people to burn as witches or something. It's
Oh boy,
ridiculous.
he sounds fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't make the church look very good, for sure. This isn't a recruiting video for the Catholic Church, I would say.
No. No.
But I'm shocked that the anime depiction of Castlevania is not, for the church.
It's really not.
You said you're only a few episodes into season 1. Off the top of your head, do you remember how many episodes there are?
I can tell you, because I pulled it up just a minute ago on
there you go.
on IMDb, because I couldn't remember Richard Armitage's name, and I knew that I needed to have that ready to go. I didn't know Sam was going to set me up for it like that, but she did. so I appreciate that.
Perfect team.
Yeah. 5. It says 5. There's only 5?
Really? There's only 5 episodes?
You mean we could be done with it here in a moment?
Wow, yeah, seriously. It seems like y'all ran the marathon and stopped right at the finish line.
Pretty much. I get, if that's true. Hold on. I'm on the Wikipedia. 1, 2, 3, 4. This says 4. Okay, so the Castlevania Wikipedia says that there's only 4 episodes. I haven't fact checked it because I could very
I'm
easily go
opening
in and
Netflix itself.
go look
Holy
at Netflix
crap.
and see how
Yeah.
many. And these episodes are only 20 minutes long. They're 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Seriously.
So
Wow.
we're 3 in. We're basically done. I did not realize that.
So y'all ran the marathon and sat down at the finish line. Awesome.
Yeah.
Great job.
So I'm guessing the reason they announced season 2 is there really only 4?
There's really only 4.
Holy crap. Come on, guys.
And the only one we have left is 4.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
That's ridiculous.
So having watched 75% of the season, what do you think?
We could say we like it.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
good.
It's
Go
too bad
watch
it's
it.
so short.
I don't know if it wraps up well, but the first 3, they're good.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So there's our Netflix review for today. Go out, give Castlevania a try, especially if you're good with kind of anime style. If you have some sort of a knowledge of what Castlevania should be about, and if you like dark humor, violence, gore. Who doesn't like gore?
Yeah,
Show it to
that's
your
a great
children.
sell.
Show it to your children. That's how we're doing it. That's how
Healthy.
That's
It's
how
good
we
for
do
them.
it. Go check it out.
You also kind of said that episode 1 kind of sets you up with all the information you need to know about the series. So,
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
so that's good for people who haven't necessarily played the series.
Right. It definitely does the work for you.
Yes.
So,
Well, that's nice.
all right. Landon, there was another premiere this week,
Yes, there was.
and it might have just been come out with a little more fanfare than what Castlevania did.
Just slightly. It wasn't an amazing debut. It wasn't a spectacular debut. It was just,
It
kind of
felt,
a homecoming.
Felt more like a homecoming.
Yeah, it really did.
So why don't you tell us about Spider-Man Homecoming?
Without getting into spoiler territory, because I do want people to go see it real quick. Y'all have not seen it, right?
We have
No.
not.
Okay, all right. So I will not spoil stuff. This is my favorite Spider-Man movie, and this comes from somebody who holds Spider-Man 2 in high regard. As amazing as Alfred Molina's depiction of Doc Ock was, Spider-Man: Homecoming to me was the first like complete Spider-Man experience we've been given on the big screen.
Wow.
Tom Holland, great job as Spider-Man. And I like that this is the first time it really feels like Spider-Man Peter Parker is a high schooler. He's just a kid, because Tobey Maguire never looked like he was a teenager when he was depicted as one. Andrew Garfield looks like he's 30 because he's 30. So it was nice to see Tom Holland, even though he's 21, he plays a high schooler very well. So and Michael Keaton as the Vulture was an amazing villain. Like,
Awesome.
I kind of felt like he stole the show. He was the best part of a really good movie.
Wow, that's a pretty big statement.
No
yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, Michael Keaton killed it as the Vulture. He was so good.
So NPR actually did a review of this movie, and the guy said it was really good. He said, but it was almost too much, and that they tried to really target like teens or something in it. And I was just thinking, that sounds like an old guy, but it was kind of like one of those things where it was disappointing to hear him say all that, just because I've heard a lot of really great things about the movie.
I guess I could see where he's coming from, saying it was aimed more towards teenagers, because I've seen a lot of people say this was a John Hughes 1980s like teen drama that just happened to have superheroes in it. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because it's like some of the best Spider-Man stories, like, for example, the Ultimate Spider-Man line that came out around the mid-2000s, I mean, that's what got a lot of people, myself included, back into comics, because that was Spider-Man at his true purest form, and that's when he was in high school, where a lot of it dealt with some teen drama and stuff like that. But I like even talking on the teen drama, I like the cast of characters they built around Peter and they put in this world. It's like everybody that he comes into contact with feels like a fun, interesting character that you want to learn more of. So
That's cool.
I don't know.
Yeah.
As you were talking about that, I started to think to myself, what if they made a series that was like Saved by the Bell, but Screech was the superhero, and like Mr. Belding would be the super villain, and that's
Wait,
something.
Mr. Belding, the super villain?
Yeah.
Whoa, come on, guys.
Yeah, I think I could be into that. So
I would watch it.
you kind of put that in my mind as you were kind of talking about this a little bit, and what the purest form of Spider-Man is. And I think again I'm onto something here. I think we can, Bayside High with Spider-Man. We could do this.
Hey, I would so watch the crap out of that show. Like,
So
it feels like something we can pitch to Fox or something.
so I'll ask you this question.
They'll cancel you after a season.
Yeah, they would.
Hey, you know what? We would still get that first production check. So
Yeah.
one production check will buy a lot of cocaine.
Sweet.
I wanted to ask, let's say, how do I want to phrase this without making it spoilery? I want to ask a question about Iron Man, Tony Stark, because I read one, and it was just like a 2-line review, but what they said was this was an Iron Man movie that had Spider-Man in it. Did you feel that way?
No, not really. Because
Okay.
I mean, it's like last week we even talked about you talked to somebody at Nerdvana Knoxville. Shout out to Nerdvana Knoxville. That they were afraid that it was just going to be Iron Man 4 featuring Spider-Man. It's like, I really feel like outside of a few scenes, we saw most of Iron Man in all the trailers and posters and images that came out before this movie. And I mean, yeah, Iron Man does play an important role in the story, but I don't think it's important to the point where it takes away from Peter Parker or Spider-Man.
Okay.
Or heck, even from somebody like his buddy. He's Gangy in the comic, but he's not called Gangy in the movie. I just completely blanked. Ned. His name is Ned in the movie. So it's like, yeah, Iron Man and Tony Stark, is playing around in the background, but it's kind of impossible in the universe that Marvel Cinematic Universe has set up for, not to acknowledge Tony Stark / Iron Man, especially if you're in New York City.
Right. And we know Spider-Man's going to be in Infinity Wars. And,
yes, he is.
And so you've got to keep him tied. You've got to keep the connective tissue there. So I think it makes total sense. I don't have a problem with it, but and really,
and I'll admit it. Tony was fun in Spider-Man.
Well,
what he brought to the table, I really enjoyed.
That's exactly what I'm going to say. Really, Iron Man's fun to see. Tony Stark's fun to see. I mean, he's a fun character. So I don't have any issues with it.
Yeah.
And shout out to oh crap, I just blanked on his name. The first director, Iron Man, John Favreau is Happy Hogan. He was great. Like Happy gets to shine in this movie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. That's something.
You should. You should.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to
Take the family to the movies.
I was actually going to suggest that we sneak off while the kids are distracted and go watch it just by ourselves.
Oh, even
I will
better.
say there is a little bit of language in the movie, so I mean, like for your kids, that won't be anything new. But
what are you trying to say?
I don't know. I'm saying exactly what it sounds like I'm trying to say. The word penis is said a whole lot. I think it sets a record for the times penis is said in a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
Nice. That sounds
Yeah,
like
so just
something my
FYI.
kids would enjoy, actually.
That really tickles me. It feels like they decided to play the penis game in the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, in some points it definitely feels like that. Go ahead and put that on the poster. Spider-Man Homecoming. A lot of penis.
Way more than you would have expected.
yeah. I can definitely say that without a doubt. It was way more penis than I expected.
That's funny.
What type of movie is this? The girlfriend says she liked it, so there you go.
Well,
For the kids.
penis.
It's for the kids.
Obviously. All right. Well, I think that, I'm excited because there was a lot of build-up for this. It definitely could have been one of those that was extremely disappointing because they did a great job of selling it to us before it came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad
Yeah.
I'm glad it delivered.
It definitely delivered. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a little bit of hesitation, just because, I mean, like you said, they sold it so well, and it's like, oh, it's Spider-Man. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh gosh, we've seen.
Oh yes, we've seen.
We've seen.
We've seen it go wrong more than we've seen it go right. So it's definitely good that they hit it just perfectly, in my opinion.
And I feel like I don't even need to ask this question, but post-credit scenes, do we need to stay after the credits?
Is it a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie?
Well, that's all I needed to say. That's all you needed
Yep.
to say. So,
Exactly. Yeah. There are two post-credit scenes, one mid-credit and then one at the very end. So
Yeah.
I'll say just that.
Okay, cool.
But still, we saw people getting up and walking out even after the mid-credit.
Is this your first do you even Marvel, bro?
It makes me
Yeah,
so mad.
seriously.
I
Do
want
you
to
even
like
Marvel,
stop
bro?
them and be like, "What are you doing? Are you
Every
a
time-
moron?
ugh.
Why are you here?"
Every time I see it, all I hear in my head is Matt. Bye, jackass.
Well, it's funny because what has happened is we're saying these things about people in Marvel movies, but now any movie I see, I have this thought in my head: do I need to stay until the credits are done?
Well,
Yeah.
we Googled if we needed to stay for Wonder
Yeah,
Woman
yeah.
because we were like, "Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
we did
maybe
too.
they'll have
Marvel's
something."
trained you.
Yeah, and they didn't have anything, so
Boo, DC. No.
I don't know. Come
But
on.
in those movies, people are getting up and leaving and looking at us Marvel people going, "What are you doing? The movie's
Yeah.
over."
The movie's over. It's like the end of Ferris Bueller. It's like, go, get
Yeah,
out. It's
exactly.
done.
Or Deadpool.
Or Deadpool, yeah.
So okay. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up so we can go watch Spider-Man: Homecoming. So
you
or
go.
the last episode of Castlevania.
Castlevania.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, we
Yeah,
could do
you-
that too.
Y'all just need to never finish it. Just keep putting it off.
We've done that to a lot of TV shows.
We have. We like to start them, get like a nice 3/4 of the way in, and then just pick something else up. There's too much to see, man.
And then
Exactly,
we go,
yes, it's real
man,
fun."
we really should finish watching that one show.
Yeah, that one show, you don't even remember the name of it.
Yeah, well, I remember a few of them. We still got to do Silicon Valley.
Yeah. Well,
Yep. That's what I gotta finish. I'm
Yeah.
several seasons behind on Veep.
Yep.
I would like to see
The-
that.
We that's one we started. Orange is the New Black is
Uh-huh.
one we've started. And we started, well, I started The Path.
Yeah.
don't even
And
know
we
what that
started
is.
Glow.
We started Glow. We did-
I finished Glow. Glow's good.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk about that. That can be something we talk about next time because it gives some people some more time to see it. But
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I don't have to dance around spoilers as much.
yeah. But yeah, what we've seen of Glow is good so far. And I noticed there's like a documentary. There's like a Glow documentary that's out there now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, based on the actual Glow.
Yeah. So did you watch that yet?
I have not watched the documentary, so I might have to check that out and report back.
Yeah. We can add that to our Glow review. We could
Exactly.
do a Glow-isode. And we'll all hold glow sticks and, you know,
And my review will be glowing.
it'll be a glowing review. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Nice.
Wow.
The girlfriend's
guys.
saying no.
I'm saying no as well.
Okay. All right. We've been voted down.
Yep.
Too
All right.
far.
I think we should end on that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask you once again to visit our Twitter account. That is nerd_news_cafe. You can go to our Facebook fan page. That's Nerd News Cafe. Our website is nerdnewscafe.com. Our Gmail is nerdnewscafe@gmail.com. Feel free to send all of your praise and accolades our way.
Exactly. Oh, and speaking of the Facebook page, Robert Howder also liked Spider-Man: Homecoming. So if you've seen Homecoming, give us your thoughts, and we might bring it up on this very show you're listening to.
You could hear your name on a podcast. How thrilling.
Exactly. You would, as the kids say, arrived.
You can put that on your Wikipedia page. My name was mentioned on a podcast, and I think they won't cut you down as quickly.
Yep.
Yep.
Nope.
Go ahead. Put that on your resume, right on your cover letter.
Oh, man. All right. Well, thanks for listening once again. I don't have Matt to say in transmission, so I'm going to have to ask for Sam's going to do the sign off. So take it away, Sam.
Oh, I just would like to say thanks for having me on and in transmission.
Yeah.
Done. I
That's a
sat through the
podcast.
whole thing.
You did it. You made it.